Hey, hey, hey! Hi, everybody. It is me, Alexandra Wickfree. Welcome. Just sit up and get right. Do my hair in a Mr. Scott moment. Welcome to part 3 of our Party with a Purpose training. We have already looked at prospecting and we've already looked at bookings. Both of the videos are up in our Party with a Purpose page. This is completely self-guided, so you do need to go click on the videos, watch them, and action the little homeworks that we have set alongside. These are things that we would normally be doing when we start our business, because remember, Party with a Purpose is based and is set to get you trained in those 6 key selling skills that Scentsy feel we really need to know to have a successful business, and it fits perfectly in line with our sensational start that we do over the first 70 days of our business. And the aim of our sensational start is so that we can earn our shooting star reward, first 500 points of sale. Then we want to be hitting certified within our first 30 days of joining the business. We want to be aiming for sensational start level 2 or level 3. And then we would really like to see you guys take the last part of this course and mentor and sponsor someone into the business and become leaders. In your first 70 days, you can absolutely end this course being a lead or a star consultant. That is very, very possible. And it is way more fun to share the journey with other people as well. So I'm really hoping you've written your list of 100 and you've got your Scentsy story up there and you've contacted people on that list of 100, that you've booked at some parties. Oh, I said the dirty word parties. Not saying that anymore, that you've booked some demos or some sip and sniffs, or you've offered to help somebody to get something for free or for half price. However, you have decided to present the idea of you going in and doing an event in somebody's house. We hope you've done that, and we hope you have some dates booked. So what do we do when we've got the dates booked? We have to do what we call host coaching. Now, you could just, have a booking with your friend Lisa and just leave it to Lisa to work out what to do from there. So Lisa says, yeah, I want to party on the 25th of February. And just go, brilliant, Lisa, I'll see you then at 7:30. And you arrive at 7:30 and you might just be lucky the party is still on. And if you're really lucky, there'll be like 50 people clamoring to hear what you've got to say. But more likely than not, you'll probably find that your party is either cancelled because of lack of interest, or that your host is nervous and worried and not in the mood to party because they haven't a clue what to expect from the event, or they feel you're going to come in and do a hard sell on all of their friends, or they've been let down by friends and family because nobody's turned up, because nobody has really understood themselves what it is they're coming to. So it's really, really important to coach your hosts. If you fail to do this well, you miss an opportunity. You miss an opportunity to make it such an amazing party that your host refers you to other people. You miss an opportunity to increase the sales of the overall party. And you miss an opportunity to wow once you get to the party, because you will miss the chance to have 10 people turn up to your party. And as we know, if 10 people attend, 7 should buy something, 2 should be interested in hosting a party, and 1 should be looking to join. That is the ratio we're always looking for from every party, yeah? So what can we do with our host coaching? Well, here are some tips. Now, I'm going to do these directly from the Scentsy guide, because Scentsy's very keen that we get these core messages across to you exactly as they've designed them, so everybody has the same information. And something I found for mentoring for the last 6 years is I'll give you all the same info, but the success rate is based on what you do with it. So get to know your host. So understand what she's looking for from hosting an event with you. See how she wants to be communicated with. Is she a mobile phone call person, or is she an email-y type person? Is there any particular rewards that she's looking for from hosting this event? In which case, you talk to her about the host rewards. You need to stay in regular contact with your party host. the more soft touch contact you have with your host, the more reassured they are that the event will go well. The more reassured they are that you are not the hard sell person coming through the door. And also, the more excited they will be about the party. Excited party hosts mean excited party guests, because the host will be talking about the product, talking about you, talking about what they can expect to happen. And the host will get excited as well. They'll be like, I'm really looking forward to this night because I'm going to see this really cool, clever candle. Okay. Maximize the rewards for your host and set the right expectations. So, one of the things we recommend you do is get your host to write a wish list. Get them to look through the catalogue. Get them to write a list of, ideally, if they could order absolutely anything for free, what would they get? You can also, one thing, on our new party pages, which are online, you can now put images of your host's favourite products. You can also bring those to the event to show her and her guests. So it's a way of drilling down into the marketing and actually presenting the products people really want to see. You will get better sales from that. If your host list is massive, then this is your opportunity to suggest that they might want to collect some orders in advance of the party, give them a basket party, or challenge them to invite 5 more people, because you want like a €300 worth of things and you've invited 2 people. That's probably not going to happen. But maybe if we had 10 to 15, then we could make this wish list happen for you. And reassure them you're going to do the very best you can to wow people with the products and have them buy because they want to. You're going to be telling, not selling, and sharing, not pushing. Get on the same page as your party host. And that means if you're going to have a particular theme, understand how your host wants to run the party. I did one yesterday, and my Pilates instructor very kindly hosted me for my first ever Spanish home party. We had 13 guests turn up, which was fabulous. So that is including her 14 ladies that now know about the product and our little business. We spoke about how Rani wanted to do the party, and she did it around having friends over and a buffet dinner and curry, and we know curry and fragrances don't mix too well, but it went fine. So I just had to adapt the amount of games I played and the amount of time I spent talking and how I presented the fragrances to fit around her relaxed party atmosphere. So I put them into baskets and gave like and love it sheets so that people could sit and eat their meal and still check the fragrances, rather than what I prefer to do, which is have them all displayed on a table so people can mill around the table and take. Okay? So work with your host, because ultimately they are the ones kind enough to introduce you to their friends. They are the ones kind enough to offer you the opportunity to come into their house. And I know that they spend a lot of time and effort hosting you guys as well. And finally, make your host feel special. We have the host rewards to make them feel special. You can also write a thank you card. I gave Rani a thank you card and I wrapped with ribbon a box of chocolates, and she was just so thrilled with that. She didn't expect that we would do that for her. In addition to the host rewards, it's something that is just small. If you really don't have lots of money, a thank you note and some washer whiff samples and some other different samples in a cute little, gift bag. That's, it's just the thought. And most of all, it's just saying thank you. It really, really goes a long way. And finally, what do we have over the page? Follow up with hosts and guests. So we're here to make relationships with people. We are a relationship business. Whoops, is this going to stay up? So make your host happy with the party and ensure that the guests love the products once they get them. Yeah? There's a great book by Connie Podesta called How to Sell to Women. I am currently reading it and loving it. It's only $2.99 on Kindle, which you can get on virtually any mobile and your laptop and tablet and stuff. And it talks about The importance of females buy from people, so people buy from people, so it's much more about how you present yourself and being genuinely interested in them and trying to sell them a product that they will love, rather than ramming deals down their throats or trying to sell them the things that will make you the most money. You think it all, it's very obvious, but some people don't get it. So Connie Podesta's How to Sell to Women is a really good book. And we'll talk about that again when we do presenting. So yeah, you want to make sure all your customers are happy. I had a customer yesterday who could have spent a lot more money buying a diffuser, but what would really work for her was a warmer. And eventually that's what we sold. I made a lot less commission. I also made an incredibly happy customer who will go and give referrals. Yeah? So make sure that the guests are happy, because you've got to look after them. And here it says the party experience starts 2 weeks before the party, and it does. I normally book my parties 3 to 4 weeks in advance. I don't do months and months in advance, mainly because people forget, and it's very hard to have those host coaching touch points that far in advance. So in the workbooks, we give you a checklist, but the homework for you guys is to take the ideas I give you and your research and create your own host coaching checklist. Nice A4 piece of paper. You can make it up in Word, or you can just draw out the boxes yourself and photocopy it. And there's lots of shops that photocopy, or your printer will. And you can tick off as you go through the processes. And I honestly guarantee, and I've been very careful, I have 2 parties this month in Spain. And I also had an event, and I used the host coaching on my event lady as well. And it's worked. She's thinking of joining. So tick off as you do the host coaching, and I guarantee you will have a better party experience and a very happy host. So touch point 1, right after booking. Start the party on your workstation and make sure it shows on your website. If you don't know how to do this, there is instructions in the order tab. Send your host a save the date email. I thought this was a great idea. And ask them to forward it to friends and family. So that's like a soft invite. Send them a host packet. Now I know that my kind friends Melissa and also I think Pam have shared what they put in their host packets. And a thank you card for booking the party. I always send a letter. I send 2 catalogues, I send 5 product sheets, I send 2 order forms. What else is in there? Oh, and some samples, so they've got some smellies. My letter, it gives a really good breakdown. One thing I'm going to include next time is a kind of list of 30 people where they can put 30 people's names in so that they can write their own guest list. So I'm going to include that next time. Make life easier. And you can do fun things like put in some hot chocolate or a tea bag, nice one of those wrapped tea bags, and say take a load off your feet while you plan your guest list, so you can have fun. And let your host know when you're going to contact them again and invite them to ask you any questions anytime. So the next touch point is 3 to 4 days after the booking. Now this won't be for everybody because someone will drop the host pack off in person. Call your host and confirm if they got the host packet and if they have any questions. Decide together if you will use how you will invite people. I prefer old-fashioned ways like postcard invitations, also asking them face-to-face and giving the invitation, and phoning people up. You can use email invitations, you can use the party planner, social media, or a combination. I discourage setting up an event and just hoping that will hit your customer base. I do sip and sniff events in Spain at the moment. They are going down well. And I print out the invitations. And I will share my invitation. It very gently suggests that if customers come and pay on the night, that there will be a special offer. That's my way of saying I'm going to sell. And it also confirms that the product is incredibly new in Spain, and so this is an opportunity to see a brand new product. So yeah, and it also tells people what the event is. You know, it's a sip and sniff. where there's going to be some awesome fragrances. Not it's a house party and I'm going to flog Scentsy to you. Ask your host to start compiling a guest list and send it to you. I haven't done that. I might well do that next time and offer to send out handwritten invites to people. Always be careful to read your party host. Some might find it incredibly intrusive. I know that if I'd asked Rani yesterday for her guest list, she would have looked at me sideways because they're her clients and she's very careful about how people contact her clients. Coach your host on the importance of over-inviting. Remember, we're aiming to get 10 people. So next time someone says to you, how many people do you need for a party? Say, we prefer 10 people. But if you have less, that is perfectly okay. Share the ideas for inviting more guests. So that can come down to handing out invitations or maybe, sending an email out or shouting out on your Facebook profile and tagging people in. There are lots of ways. Encourage your host to start making a wish list of the Scentsy products because we want them to engage. And then you can set them the goal to earn what they want with their host rewards. So that's a chance to explain the host rewards. I always get my party pack. I like to deliver mine in hand because I can. And I will get out the bits of the party and I will say, here are your invites, here is your catalogue. And I'll just talk them through and say, there's also information on what you will get from hosting this party. And I also do give them a wish list. I forgot about that. They have a cute little wish list. Let your host know when you'll be back in touch. And you're going to tell them you'll be back in touch a week before the party. I normally do it a week to 2 weeks, actually. I pop round and I take, it says here mini testers, but I actually give a borrow bag. I give the borrow bag so that we can talk about them using the product. So they're really excited for this amazing product. I pick the scents to suit what I think they will want and I talk to them about and I will say, okay, you like florals, Sunny and Share is a really good one. I'll give you a sample of that. So I give them 3 or 4 different cube samples. We give them information on how the warmer works because they're going to be having people in and out. Also, you can then talk about how you can boost your host rewards with outside orders. I always remind them and say, look, if somebody can't make it, then you can always, offer them the opportunity to purchase before the party. But please remember to collect their payment details. Also, try and just gently say, do you actually know how many people are going to be coming? Have many RSVP'd? I'm just starting to plan what supplies I'll need for the party. I find that's a good way. Discuss, the RSVPs. You can, if you feel that this host is very motivated, say, do you know what, if you get 5 more people, I'll give you an extra half price gift or I'll give you an extra bar. Remember, you've got your perpetual party reward. That can be your extra half price. Encourage them to get more people there. Again, find out how her plans for the party are going and if there's anything you can help with. I know yesterday I took serviettes because Ronnie didn't have any. It's the little things that count. It's just being available and, again, saying thank you very much for the fact that you're hosting this party. I'm very grateful. And let your host know that you'll be in touch 24 to 48 hours before the party. I always like to get an attendance update. I always say it's because I'm printing my like it and love it sheets because I'm going to give your guys the chance to tick off everything they love. So if they ever want more stuff, it's easy. If you feel that you can talk to your host, again, just ask them, to remind people that the party's on. Say, would you like to send out a text? Because people do forget. And let your host know when you are going to arrive. I always also like to check, do they have a table or I can bring my own? It allows us to talk about the type of space that we're actually going to need. And get directions to where you're going. I have my Google map printed out so I know where I'm going. And again, just be upbeat and let your host know that you're excited to be coming along. There's not going to be any pressure on the selling. We're just going to have some fun and that you're very grateful to be allowed to demonstrate these amazing products in front of them. And finally, the party. You get there early. I get there an hour early. No later, no no time before that, because I want to make it look like this is a very easy business that doesn't take much time. So talk to your host about becoming a consultant. How you do this, unbelievable. My crazy alarm. How you do this is up to you. You can just straight out, say, I know you really love the product and you're hosting the party. Have you ever thought about selling it yourself? If they say, yeah, do you know what I am? Say, well, this could be your party tonight. Then we could, if it goes well, let's have a talk later and maybe we will give you this party as your first party. When we're doing this, normally we give 50% of the parties away. Reason being is it encourages the person hosting the party to continue gathering orders and work more. That comes from general debt. Give your host a mini goal. Say if you can get 4 people tonight to make an order, I'm going to give you a special gift. Ask your host questions about people coming to the party. Say, parties are the way, that I get this business out there. Do you happen to know anybody else that kind of really likes an excuse for a good get together? I'm looking for potential hosts. It's always good to be honest. And your host could point you well in the right direction. And finally, choose a date to close the party off. Now here it says 4 to 5 days later. That is a very good point. So yeah, I have 2 people from last night who are still thinking of placing orders. So if we keep that party open for a couple of more days, they can add to that and that can increase Rani's host rewards, because ultimately you want a happy host. So create your own host coaching checklist. Look on Google and, ask Scentsy Host Coaching, and also look on YouTube and find out what other great direct sales companies recommend in their host coaching. You can always pick up some amazing new ideas. So I wish you guys all the best. The homework is create a host coaching checklist so that you can tick off as you do those simple things, as you get the invite list, as you drop off the pack, as you give the borrow bag, as you do all of these things. And next time, we're going to look at presenting the perfect party. So that's bye from me, and thank you for participating in this. It will grow you a much stronger business, and we're very proud and love having you in our team. Bye for now.